crafter friends. Nana K here with nanakdesigns.com and the Ultra Book Nook on Etsy. We are working on what I am calling my winter journal design. It is 4 signatures made with a combination of tea stain papers and the Christmas garden kit from Carolyn's Musings. Okay, you can find the kit itself. If you really like this kit, go to part 1 and you can see all the pages of the kit. Carolyn Musings, M-U-S-I-N-G-S on Etsy. The kit is still available. Matter of fact, it looked like today when I looked at it, it might be even greatly reduced. I know it's greatly reduced. So we are working on, it made 4 signatures and we are working on this one signature. Today, we're going to make a folio. So this is how I'm going to work on my book. A lot of times I'm going to come in here and make a project like a folio or a flip out or a waterfall design, something, and then we will attach it to the book. Today, I am working on a kit from another artist. Our featured artist today is the Velvet Fox. She's also on Etsy. You can find the Velvet Fox on Etsy, and the kit we're working with to get the folio I'm going to use is it's called Beige Christmas. Now, I have modified it a little bit. Her original design had this flap here, and when you rolled it over, you got that design there. I don't like the two-tone design, so I am modifying it. I went in with my print shop and the Photoshop, and I changed the flap to the same pattern as the stuff. So I'm going to cut the video off for a minute, cut everything out, and then we will put this piece together. The back side is printed like this, just like the original one I started on. It's going to look like this. So let's get started and make this folio for our book today. Okay, I'll be right back as soon as I've got everything cut out. Okay, guys, I'm back. I've got the pieces that I'm going to use cut out. Okay, as this. And like I said, I took the original flap and I changed it myself and made it with the same pattern. So we're going to go through it. And this is piece the Velvet Fox actually makes really nice instructions to go with her folio. And now whether she has a video or not, I am not sure, but I'm not concerned about it at this point. If there is one, I will go and attach it to the bottom once I post this video. This is part 2 of my winter garden journal. So if you missed part 1, it's just a matter of putting it together and just a little odds and ends we went over in that one. Strips like this, which I cut off this, I'm saving for something possibly like a stack or something to do on one of the edges. So I just saved mine. All right, next thing you're going to do is you need to get this into one long strip. So we're going to go ahead and make sure we've got everything directional as it's supposed to go, everything going the right way. I am using Berry Arts glue. That is my go-to glue right now. So far, I have no complaints about it. It did get a little colder in the winter in this craft shop of mine, but we've got a new heating system, so maybe my shop won't get cold anymore. I try to keep it around 68 degrees year-round. Summer and winter. That way it kind of protects my products. Don't want nothing to freeze. Okay, right down the line, I put it. Make sure it's even. I don't want to see any white marks. Okay, got that. Press it down really tight. Okay. First piece is on. Now we're going to put the flap on. And it needs to go right here, I think. I think it goes like this. Yeah, we want it like this. Because it just blends better on this side. So I'm going to glue this edge here. About that much. I've made no folds yet because I'm not sure. It didn't fold right for me the first time I made one. So I'm going to make sure I'm folding right this time. And I'm starting right at that point there. Evening it up on that one. And then right on that point. Okay. Pressing really hard to wield it together so that we've got one nice long sheet here. Okay, Excuse my head a minute. Pop in. Make sure to wipe any glue, excess glue off. Okay. So now we've got our base piece down. Looks pretty good to me. Now what we need to do at this point, I want to look at mine that I already have done and see where these folds need to be so that it folds properly for me. So this first fold, I need it. Get in there, Ann. Let me look. I want it to fold right here on this first line. All right, so I'm getting my board. This is my scoreboard. You do not have to have a scoreboard, guys. If you're new to journaling, and you don't have all this equipment, don't fret. You can actually do just exactly what I'm doing on the scoreboard, right on your mat with a ruler, and go down with your bone folder. Okay, so the first one is done, and I'm going to fold that. I'm not going to do a double fold. I'm going to fold that first one. I'll line it up across this edge to make sure I'm getting a good solid fold. We want it even, so I'm going to have to push a little on that corner. Come back in with my fingernails and put it down. Let's make sure we're good and even. And I always flip it back. That just kind of breaks the fibers of the paper. You just get a flat fold, and that's what we're after. Now this folio was designed by the Velvet Fox to have a 1/4 inch height. You can see that where she scored, has a score print line here. I don't want that. I want mine to lay flat, so we're going to do it this way. And I can always design something on this edge if I don't like the extra darkness, but it doesn't bother me. Okay, the next thing I want to make sure of is that I have my fold here. I'm not going to do this one in the center because that's where I messed up before, and I couldn't get the flap to go over. So I want this to stay flat, so I am going to score it right at the attached area, which is right there. So I'm going to fold my flap over, and I'm doing the same thing again, doing it both ways to manipulate the fiber in the paper. Okay. All right, so now I have it that way, and I've got to look and make sure that when I fold it again, we're going to have enough space for that flap to work. So we need it to be at least 4.5. So it's going to be fine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to roll this over like this, just about to that fold line where I can roll it over like that. And I am going to make sure it's even, top and bottom. Let's get rid of this. I don't have to have the bone folder because I'm going to press fold this myself. I'm tapping it here so that I'm getting a nice smooth line. I put it right there so it's going to wrap, and I don't want it right against it, so I'm putting it just a little bit away from the fold line, and then we're going to take and press it down. Okay? So now there is our base folio, just as pretty as it can be. That's the front and that's the inside. Okay, so we've got the base done. Again, this is a folio with the Velvet Fox. She is my honorary designer today. I am referencing her work today. Let's put this aside. We're not going to use it anymore. And now we're going to start on adding the pockets and things. Again, she had the full instructions here. And the first pocket is a gorgeous candy cane. And it goes right into this area here. Okay? So again, we're going to fold it. I'm going to use my scoreboard. You can use the mat and the ruler if you need to. You do whatever makes it more simple for you. You know, I know it's a lot of equipment you'll see on these videos. You don't have to have all this stuff. You can learn to manipulate this paper without all this equipment. We just use it because we have it. I like all the new gadgets, but I am through buying for a while. Our economy in the United States is so bad. Everything is so expensive. And we are on a fixed income. My husband and I both are. I am semi-retired and he is fully retired. I still have a part-time Well, I have a part-time, I get paid part-time, but I work full-time, if that makes any sense to you. Unfortunately, that's where I'm at. I don't get paid full-time pay, but I am on call every single day. I run a motel. But anyway, I'm not going to buy a lot. I've got two 12 by 60 mobile homes, one 12 by 60 and one 12 by 65 stock full of supplies. The only thing I would possibly need to buy would be glue. So, alright, the first pocket, according to the Velvet Fox's instructions, is pocket number C. Goes right there. Now, you can decide which way. If you want it on this one and this be your outside, that's the way you can do it. Or you can do it this way and let this be your outside. I think I want to refold everything, and I think I want this to be my outside design. I really do, I think. I'm going to look at it real quick and make sure, because I'm going to glue this down. So when you open it up inside the book, it'll roll out like that. Yeah, I kind of like the neutral inside. This is going to be my outside. Well, there again, you also got to consider where you're going to put it. So you don't want your two patterns to clash. That's another thing, guys, and I'm sorry I'm jumping around like this, but you don't want your patterns to clash. So that's another thing you consider when you're going to be doing this. Is do you want your pattern? You know, if you want it where it's not clashing, you just kind of have to look like this would be okay for me. Let me see if that's too busy. Yeah, that's just too busy against everything, unless I put it on a very neutral page like this and rolled it out like this. I like that. So that's what we're going to go with. But that's another thing you just kind of keep in mind, plan ahead a little. So we're going to go in here with this. I've already folded the pockets. The glue is going to go on the flaps. Okay, and we're going to position it here. All the information on this kit will be in the description below. And I will be, throughout this whole journal, having a feature designer. Because I think it's really important that we give everybody a chance. I don't know. I may have a few people that look at my videos. I have 1,800 subscribers, and I may have somebody that looks at my video that wouldn't actually see somebody else. So I am going to try to use kits and things from other people and kind of give them a boost on my videos. Alright, so now we've got the first pocket in, and now we need to go find pocket H and pocket I, which is in my paperwork. So here's H and I. And yeah, so I could cut the video off to do the cutting, but I'm not. I'm going to let you watch me cut a minute or two. Cutting is, that is one of my favorite pastimes, is to sit and cut clip art out. And unfortunately, I have had several spells where I was very sick and I couldn't really get over here and do anything. So I spent time just doing clip art, and I am overwhelmed with clip art. I may offer some exchange of some clip art with some of you guys at some point in time through my coffee site. I've got so much clip art I'm sorting and going through, so we'll see how that goes. But let's get this cut out, and then we're going to have to get the flaps folded. Now, if you want to keep this really relatively flat, you can cut the flaps off. I'm going to do it with the flaps, since this is how the Velvet Foxes designed it. I'm going to try to stay, although I did make that one modification on this flap, I'm going to try to stay a little bit within her design. And I'm not sure, again, if she has a video on this. If she does, I will look it up and post the link in my description here. But like I say, this is I am doing my own twist to add it to my winter garden journal. This is going to be a big journal. It's 4 signatures, 38 pages each. It's going to be a big one. But I made up my mind. I'm determined I am going to go through this, do this whole journal before I start any other projects. Okay, so we've got that done. Get rid of the trash. All right. Scoreboard back up here. Let's get the flaps all scored. I'm sorry, I get silent sometimes when I'm working. Not meaning to desert you guys, but maybe when I'm editing this, I can just speed these little areas up. I haven't learned how to do that yet. I do all this stuff by myself. I have very little help. I do have a couple of granddaughters who are helping me do some stitching on some of these. And that's another thing. If you really wanted to fancy this up, you could go to the machine and add a stitch or two to this. And I might do that just to show you since I mentioned it. But let's get all this done first. Let's get this piece done. Yeah, I believe I will. Go ahead and put a little stitching on this one. I wish I'd done it on that one now, but I didn't. Too late to go onto that one and do it. But I will do this one. So I will pause the video long enough to go put a pretty stitch on this pocket. And then later we're going to decorate the pockets up a little more. But let me go put a stitch on here. I'll be right back, guys. Hold on. Promise, right back. Okay, I'm back. It can take but a few seconds. I wish I had a way that my camera could see the sewing and all at the same time, but it doesn't. I have to walk over to my left over here where my sewing machine's on another table. It is right here, but it's just not within the view of the camera. I've not gotten good enough to know how to pan my camera over there yet, so I would love to have a metal crank over my head where I could crank my camera across my room here. It would be wonderful, but I don't. All right, so there's the stitching done. Now let's put these two pieces in place. Where did she say to put H and I? All right. And guys, of course, you can change where you put these if you don't want exactly where the instructions are showing it. There's no rule that says you have to put them there. You don't have to put them in the same. You don't have to use the same pockets. But we're going to use her kit, so I do want to, on this video, use it as closely as I can and still make it usable into my journal. Okay, so let's get this pocket right about here. Center it. Make sure it's straight on the edge. Little folios are easy to do, really, once you learn the basics of putting a folio together using 8.5 by 11 paper. If you're in the United States, that's what size it is. And once you learn the basics of doing that, there is limitless amounts of ways that you can do a folio. I mean, just like this folio, this looks like it's going to have simple pockets all the way through, and that's fine. We'll do the simple pockets. But you could add waterfall designs. You could add flip outs. There is so many ways to take this one base pattern and make so many different interactive elements to go inside your journal. We will do 4 of each thing that we do on this video. I'm going to do 4 each to go. Some kind of design of this will go in each one of the signatures. All right, now we're going to do what's next. What is next? Okay. I am not sure how she done that. Let's see. Let me look at my pieces here. She's got, I'm not sure here. Don't have but like 1 or 2 more pieces here. So this must be the center. And it might not be. It doesn't look the same to me. It's not. I may not have printed what I needed. I have to go back and look. And I don't see it here. Oh, here it is, right here on this side of me. Okay. There's part of it. Let's see. I'm still not seeing where I've got to take a look, y'all. Give me just a minute. Let me see if I can find that piece I'm missing. Hold on. Be right back. That's another thing. Make sure that you're printing everything before you get ready to put it together. But if you're not videoing, it's not all that important. You can put it together slowly. But I should have had it printed. I don't think I do. Be right back. Okay, guys. I'm back. I'm sorry about that. I thought I had printed everything. What the Velvet Fox is put in the center here is a waterfall design. It's going to be a waterfall, and it's going to have pockets on top of each waterfall. So that's what's going there. So we'll work on that in a minute. Let me go ahead and cut out. This has actually got 2 pockets that's going to go there. I think that's what this was. Envelope pockets to go on the side. Let me double check again. Make sure I'm not wrong. That flaps over. Yeah, these are actually 2 envelopes going to attach here and here. So let's see if I can do these without having to mess up. As y'all see, I am doing this live. I have not pre-planned this at all. So I am not pre-planning it. I am just doing it live as I go. I can stop. If you guys get bored to death, you can hit me a comment. If you don't like me cutting on your videos, you're welcome to text me in the comments. And I love comments, period. That helps boost my views on here if you comment. So do comment when you get a chance. Alright, so that one's cut out. That's one cut out. Toss troops. And we'll do another one cut out. This has got a little bit of a border on it. So that's why, and I can hardly see it because the white on the white is a little tough. But I got it. I got the basic gist of it anyway. Okay. Okay, so these are the two envelope pockets that's going on this side over here. Let's get those done. Okay, I will show you what I was talking about earlier when I told you didn't have to have a scoreboard. You can actually put your ruler right there, like so. Take your scoring tool, right on the mat that you're working on or your table, and that'll give you a little indentation. It's not as deep as the one on the board, but it's still the same, and you get the same effect. Okay, so let's get it down where it's going to lay nice and flat. Okay, do another one. So you see, I didn't have to have a scoreboard at all. So you do not have to buy a scoreboard if you don't have one. Okay, so those flaps go like so. I did not cut out the pocket tab, so let's cut that out real quick on that one and this one. Okay, that's got it. All right, next we need to fold it right along there, but I'm going to do it this way so that I get a good fold. I'm not even going to use, I want it to come all the way over. All right, like that. That looks good. And then we're going to do, why is the flap? I guess it's just an envelope that you'll open and close, okay? And there'll be something inside. And see, I didn't even have to score that one to flap it over because it already has folds there. Alright, so this little envelope is done. We'll do another one. Let's glue it in place. And if you want to, you can glue it like this and just glue it down. I'm going to glue it this way, make my pocket a little fatter. Although I want it to stay as flat as possible, there's just several ways you can actually use these tabs. But I'm going to make an actual envelope with this one. And one more time, I'm going to press down so I got a nice flap. There's my flap going over, and let's press it down really tight. I want it to lay down. And I may end up putting a magnet or a Velcro sticker on it. I don't know, because hers is laying down. This one's not laying down too well for me, but I can go back and manipulate this way, going back and forth, as I told you. And if you don't like the white showing so much like in here, you could have printed this double-sided. And most likely, if I had put this together before I came on to do the video, I would have. But I can also just stain the inside of that. It's not a big deal because by the time you put a little card in there, you're not going to see the inside that much anyway. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and do this one. I don't think I'm going to do any stitching on these two. If you hear noise in the background, it's my grandchildren. They're here playing, riding the golf cart and the little battery operated car that my little grandson got for Christmas. He don't get to get out much. The weather's been bad, but it is so pretty outside today. I think it's almost 70 degrees right here in the middle of February. Kind of strange weather we've had the last few days. But I'll take every warm day I can get, because I do not love cold weather. Oh, I'm sorry if I'm getting out of the video. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try to stay in frame. I am just folding this thing, trying to get it ready. And I don't want to waste too much time just doing this kind of meticulous work on video, because most of you, if you're not new, know how to do all this. That one didn't fold really nicely, so we're going to try to adjust it just a little in that corner. Okay. Make sure we're good. I'm going to go up just a little more. And guys, I am being really picky. You don't have to be this picky with stuff. Okay. And I am going to go back in and I'm going to trim this down just a little more. Just a little, because I don't like the flap. It's not folding over as much as I want it to. So I'm going to bring off just a tiny bit more of it. There we go. I'm just not liking this edge here. But we'll adjust it in a minute. There we go. Adjust it from this side, okay? I hope you can see that. You really can't, can you? I'm adjusting it from this side over here so that my flap is going to come over like it's supposed to. It wasn't doing quite right a second ago. Okay, so now I've got it. And this one, it's got to go in for me just a tiny bit more. So I am going to adjust this a little more. And that's another thing. You can manipulate your paper if you'll learn how as you're going along. Now, I got it like I wanted, I think. Yes. There we go. Alright, and this little edge you're seeing here, I'm not going to worry about it, because I am going to go right in here and I'm going to trim that little bit that's sticking out off. And I've got it perfect now. Glue the flap on both sides. Press down. So there's the two envelopes. Now, according to Mrs. Velvet Fox, these two attach on this side here like so, and you will put a card of some sort. A total flap. Now, you've got an option here. This is strictly up to you guys. You can actually only glue it on 3 sides and pop something else here and here, and that's what I'm going to do, because I like a lot of interactive stuff when I am doing a journal. So I am going to make, instead of gluing this flat, I am going to actually make it where another pocket is behind this one if I choose to put something back there. Just kind of a hidden pocket. So we're going to lay that down. Make sure it's nice and even. And as you see now, when that dries, there'll be an area there for a little journal card or a small tiny tag or a note card. And I'll show you how I do my little notebook pieces again. I showed you yesterday on the first video, part 1. This is part 2 of a winter garden journal. Same thing again. I'm going to make a side pocket, so I'm going to hold that piece and glue around the other sides. That's just less confusion for me if I know where to hold it at. Okay. Let's adjust it to where we got as even as I can. Now, I don't have to be perfect, but I want it as even as possible. So that edge is nice, that edge is nice, and that edge is nice. So we got that on. Next part of the project we're going to work on is the waterfall. So I'm going to set this aside a minute. Like I say, I'm probably going to put some little Velcro tabs right there to hold the pocket down. We're going to set that aside a minute, and we're going to work on the waterfall. So I'm going to cut the video off again for a minute, cut out everything, and then I will get the waterfall ready to attach, and I will go over that with you as we're putting the pieces together. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I did a little bit of prep work. I went ahead and cut everything out so you wouldn't have to watch me cut. I've got all the 4 pieces of the waterfall flaps here. I've got some pockets that we've actually done some stitching on. And some new extra pockets that's going to go on the other side. So let's get ready and let's finalize this little program here we're working on. Alright, I did go back and print the back of these so that when my waterfall is flipping up, you got a pretty design on the back. So let's do it the old-fashioned way. And doing these, you have to make sure that these flaps fold back, and again, you want them to fold nicely. And I'm gonna use my scoreboard so I can get a good firm. Crease here. Make a nice deep crease so you get a really good fold. And that's what I need when I'm doing a waterfall design. I need everything to lay as flat as possible. Okay. All right. Got 4 flaps and 4 pockets. I think I got them all stitched. We're going to round up this folio in just a few minutes. The only thing that will be left is just some basic trim. Like I'll like do some labels and different things, and I will probably do those off camera. And at the end of the video, I will probably come back on and show you just a little extra touches that I'm going to do instead of making the video so long, because we're already 30 minutes into this video. I don't want to bore you to death. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get all these folds done while we're working, so give me just a minute. Okay, I got everything folded and ready. Maybe I'm going to have to stop again. Okay, we're going to go back to the folio, and now what we're going to do is get the basic waterfall down. And it's going to be smaller than what I anticipated. It really needed 5 flaps, and we've only got 4. But we're going to make do. We'll just center it into this book. But anyway, we're going to start right about, let me put them together just a little bit. Just to kind of get an idea of how to center it. See, each one's going to fit right up against each flap. Like this. So I get an idea of where I'm going to put it. I'm going to mark it. And that's where my little pencils always come in handy. I keep a few on my desk at all times. Okay, so that's how big it's going to be right there. And we need to get it onto this page. I'm going to leave most of this at the bottom, because I may put something else down there. So I'm going to take my pencil and just give me a little mark about where I want it. So right about there, somewhere in between those 2 marks. Okay, let's get started. Let's glue these down. Okay. And we're going to center it on both sides. Glue over the flap. Okay. And as you see, I have tried to keep this folio as flat as I can, but so it will not make my book bulk out too much. Because this is going to be a big journal with 4 signatures, like I said. I could space it out a little more. You might. I am going to space it just a little bit, guys. That way I can come back in with a strip or something in between. This is strictly up to you, though. The waterfall. I'm just going to try to stay kind of like this. Space it out. Keep it straight as we can. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure we're staying even. Okay. Let it going. It's a very dainty little folio. Hope you guys can hear me. I'm talking a little bit soft. I have company in here with me. But I'm talking a little bit soft because she's doing work too. My daughter Kimberly's in here. All right, we've got another one down. Let's kind of make sure that they're about the same distance. Make sure the edges are the same. All right. One more of the flaps are going in, then we'll put the pockets on. And like I say, once we get the basic folio together, then I can go in and do some decorating, and I'll come back and show you the finished product. All right. Looks nice and straight. So we've got the basic down. Now we're going in with the pockets. The pockets fit right on top. This is how they're designed. However, you can put them inside if you want, if you want to. But I'm going to go with the same design that the Velvet Fox had made it for. So there we go. So we're going to come in and hit these flaps with a good portion of glue, heavy, thick amount of glue, so they'll hold tight and they can fit right on that edge. Pockets up. And I'm not doing this in any typical order. I'm just grabbing the pockets, and as you see, I did stitch these. And this is not hand stitching, it is machine stitching. I don't have the patience to do all that pretty hand stitching. Although it is gorgeous. I have seen some pretty journals with hand stitching in it. Okay, that pocket is on. Down on it. Okay. Got two more on this little part. Now, I'll tell you a little tip here, guys. You can, like if you wanted to, when you buy the kit, you can print as many times as you want to. Most of the artists do not care how many times you print their digital kit, as long as you're printing it for your personal use. Print as many times as you want. Me, I will probably print this pocket, and I will probably come back and cut out this and raise it up a little bit to give me a dimensional look. That's where I get a lot of my clip art from, is just actually cutting out the piece that I'm using, a second copy of it. So that's just a tip, an option you can do. And now we've got all the pockets on with a pretty red stitching. This is a vine stitch that we used here on my machine. It's called a vine stitch. Alright, so that part is done. The waterfall is in the center. Lays down pretty well. Once I go to my press, I do have a press, book press, and I will go in and press it down tighter. And we'll come back and put some tags and things in the pockets. Okay, so that's the basics. The Velvet Fox on her instructions, that was the main. This is the inside, as you see. Now we're going to flip it over, and we've got two more pockets. One is going to go right here on this back side, which, let me look at this. I'm going to look at this again because I want to do the fold, because I do not want to put anything on this. So I'm going to go X this out right here. This is what's going to get glued down to my book, so I don't want anything on that part. So we're going to open it back up and come in here and put the snowman pocket right there. Okay, that looks nice. It got a little glue there. Let me wipe it off. Okay, so let's put this one here. I'm going to go find a really pretty big tag to go in this pocket. I like this one, and I'm going to find a nice tag to go in here. Okay. And she suggests this last pocket here, she put it underneath the last flap right here, which is fine. So I'm going to measure down, find out where that goes, and this little pocket is going to go right underneath that waterfall. So I'm going to center it, put my marks with my pencil, so I know where to lay it when I get the glue on. There's my marks. And the pocket's going to go under the waterfall, last flap of the waterfall there. Okay. Come here again, lay it down. Make sure we got it up under it. That looks nice. Okay. And there will be a cute little tag there. I think I'm going to grab some lace to decorate it up a little bit right up under here. That looks a little crooked. Let me twist it just a tiny bit. Sometimes I have to lay it across this marker here just to make sure that these graph pads are nice to have. I help you keep things straight. All right, so let me grab a piece of lace. You can find a nice flat piece. I don't want anything really thick. Maybe this will go. It's not too thick. All right. I am going to put a little lace on there to decorate it up just a little bit on that bottom. Isn't that pretty? Okay, well, I like that. I'm going to have to use a tacky glue if I can get it to release. My fabric tack is about dried out on me, but I believe this tacky glue is going to come on down. Okay, let's see where we want that. We want that just straight across that bottom there. I think I'm going to attach it to the flap right here. No, I like it right here. That's a hard decision. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Get the glue out. There it goes. All right. That's that little piece of lace right across here. That way I can trim it up. Okay. Yep. That just kind of covers up that little bit of space that we had there. Again, I always keep my wipes. If I get a lot of excess glue, I can just wipe it off like that. But we certainly don't want to close this flap down and that glue to the other side. Alright, so now, scissors, trim it up, and that page is done. Yep, there you go. That little lace does make a difference. Okay, so now the inside of the folio is done. It folds out like this, and then the back. So what I'm going to do now, now that you've got your basic folio together, again, the name of the company was the Velvet Fox. That's who we're following today. Her kit was Beige Christmas. And this is the folio in that kit. Now, there are other parts to that kit, but I am only going to use this folio, and it will go nicely inside one of our pages here. Okay, I'm starting to get some, what I call just bits and bobs or frillies onto the folio. So we're going to wrap it up now. And I'm sorry, a while ago I had company in here, and this is hardly video. But what I went in and done is I changed my lace, and I went in and added a piece of lace to each flap. So now each flap has a pretty piece of lace in there. So I think that looks nice. So we're going to keep on with this. And as I add to it, I'll pop back on here. I'm going to cut the video off, pop back on. I'll be back and forth, guys. But anyway, there's the lace on. You see, we just trimmed it on. Okay, the next step is I am going to add something in here. I'll probably just say journal card or something pretty, piece of clip art, something. And I'm going to add some strips here to cover up some of that construction. I don't like you to see how I construct something together, so I will be adding something in there. Okay, be right back. Keep watching. All right, going back to wanting to put something here, I had cut some strips off when we were cutting out things, and I had some strips like this. That really looks pretty in between to me and kind of gives it a finished look. So I'm going to take a few minutes here and cut a few of these strips off of this one. I want it just a little bit smaller. Let's see what size this is. This one is already an inch, so I want it just a little smaller than an inch. So I'm going to go and measure it across here. As y'all know, I use my mat to do a lot of measuring. And I'm not going to quite go an inch. Let's go the long way. That way I can use a lot of it. I'm going to go like this. I got to make me some space. It's a bad thing about my area here. It's a little cramped. All right, let's get right about here. And cut me a strip. My ruler. And my blade. Okay. I'm going to get it right on that line. I've cut it a little bit smaller than an inch cap there. And let's cut one and make sure that that's going to fit between all of them, because I did not get them measured exactly the same. So let's do with this strip and see if it's going to work on all the, between all of them. Let's see, that works there. That one looks there. And it's going to fit there and still close. Yep. And it's going to work there and still close. I may not even put one on that. We'll see. Okay, so that works out pretty well. This strip don't have the color I want in it. I'm going to go one more strip, but that's exactly the strip size I need. So I'm going to get it on here and make sure I get the same size, because I want more of that color. We'll take a look at it. That's about right. Get them on that edge, and I'm going to cut one more strip. Okay. And I had to heat up my glue gun, because my tacky glue just for some reason is not doing well with that lace. So we're going to go with that. Okay. All right, there's one of my strips. All right, let's go ahead and see how wide we need it. Just a minute. Guys, I'm sorry for the little interruption there. My son was needing something. He's grilling out. My son and my grandson, I put them a small mini house on my lot. And he's grilling out tonight. But I'm going to plug right along, so just ignore the background. That it's just family activities going on. So that's just normal. Okay, I'm going to lay that strip aside. Let's get another strip in here. Cut it where it belongs. Yep, I like that. I like adding this little extra to this. This may end up being a lot longer video than I wanted it to be, but that's okay. At least you get to see all the process here. Okay. Alright, so that's that. We need one more piece to go right here. One more piece. And this one's a little too wide, so we're going to have to cut it. Let's see about this one. That one's fine. Okay. It's perfect. Okay. I don't want to use this end of it. Alright, so we've got all our pieces cut. Let's get this glued down. Y'all know what that's like, right? When that glue wants to stop. Because I have my hot glue. There we go. strips in and just kind of finish it. This is just kind of finishing it off. And you can even use the same, if you wanted to use the same pattern above, that would be okay too. But I just want to do a little different, because I'm probably going to do something else on there. We'll see. This is where it gets really fun to me. You get the basics done, and then you come in to start adding all the clip art and the pretty frilly stuff, and this is where it gets really fun. Okay, we're gonna have to go up under this just a little bit. And like I say, I will go press this in the book press to make sure we get it as flat as we possibly can. And that kind of finishes off that look there under the waterfall. Like I said, we're going to come in with some graphic stuff up underneath there. Mosquitoes already. How about that? I got my door wide open, so they're just helping themselves by coming in. Alright, so there's the waterfall, the basic design. Now, we don't have the pockets filled up and the little extras in here. But there's the design so far. And I'll be right back again in a few minutes when I decide what else we're going to do. To show you, I gotta go pull some clip art out of the big pack here. Be right back. Okay, I pulled some clip art. I pulled 4 pieces to work up under my original waterfall. So I'm going to use clip art, and these clip art designs are from Rachel Bella Crafts. They're in the I think the Noel. I think it's this past year's the 2024 Christmas Crafts Off. I believe is where these come from. If not, they were from the 2023 Christmas Crafts Off. I believe it was this year's. So we're going to go in now and we're going to add just a little bit of decor to the back of the waterfall. Just a little something, just to give it some interest, something somebody can look at. I love my books to be very interactive. So there's that. It's kind of cute. Nothing special. Just that. Okay, then let's come in next with a house.
We have to shut you in.
Okay, next we're going to go with a house. Very vintagey. I love the fact that this is very vintagey and sweet. I really had not planned on this portfolio, this folio taking so long. But see, that just gives it a little bit more interest there when they flip up the thing. Alright, so next, do we want the snowman or the truck? Alright, just take a look. There's the truck. There's the snowman. Let's see if he's going to hold down. I think I want the snowman last, so put that there. We're going to do the truck next. Again, this particular clip art designs are coming from Rachel Bella Crafts, and they are from the product kit that was used in the Christmas Craft Off, either 2024 or 2023, but I want to say 2024 Christmas Craft Off. Okay, but just adds a little bit of interest to underneath the waterfall. That's just my opinion. If you like it plain, you do not have to go this extra step of decorating, but this is when it gets fun to me, is when I can come in and really take her basic, which is what she basically laid out. And when I say her, I'm talking about on this particular one, the Velvet Fox. I'm going to make sure she gets credit, because the basic folio was her design. But I'm coming in and adding my own stuff and making it my own. And that's what I like to do. So, we've got that done. Okay, so underneath there, everything worked out well. The waterfall is now on the center, pretty much done, other than adding tags and things to that. Okay, so that's kind of cute. Now, let me see, when we fold it, I want to see what else we see. There's going to be a big tag there, and we haven't done anything on this front or the flap. So the flap is the next thing. I'm going to want to do a little something here. I'm going to want to do a little something here, and I want to do a large something right there, because this is where we seamed it together here. So I want to really put something larger here. So let's take a look. Give me a second. Let me scramble through the clip art packet and see what we can find. Okay, in this step, I actually put the lace here. And I will be trimming it up, and I'm going to put a little something right here, probably a button, and another piece of graphic right here. I am having to go with the glue gun because it holds it better. And I really don't think I'm going to do anything underneath. I might, but I really don't, at this point, don't see any purpose in it. I really want to put a button or a bow here and a little piece of clip art there. I'm looking through all my clip art. I've got so much here. And again, I don't want it to be so Christmassy. I don't want the word Christmas on there. And you know, sometimes you just can be looking and just the right thing comes up, and sometimes you just have to put it aside a little while and look around, and then something pops up that you want in there. I don't know exactly what I want. I still think not clip art. I really don't think I'm going to go clip art. I think I'm just going to go a button. If I can go find a cute button to go there, that's what we're going to do. And then I think we're going to call this one a day. Okay, let's wrap it up, guys. Okay, I found a little button. I like that. It's not got any real purpose at all. So it's going to go right there. I think I'm going to do the same thing with this one I did with the other one and do a slip band. So I will find the paper. I probably might like this one. No, I need a band. I want to do a band around it. A slip band, but I don't want it to be the exact same. Let's see why it can't be. Let's see if we can get this to go around so that we can slide it up and down on here. Yep, that's what we're going to go with. Okay, I'm going to do a slip band to keep it closed, like so. No, because then I won't be able to glue it down. So I got to think about this a minute. It can't be this because we don't want to glue it down. We won't be able to glue it down. I'm just concerned about how it's popping open like this. But it's a lot of thought. Oh, Velcro tab. A Velcro tab would be perfect there. Let me see if I can find my Velcro tabs. It's always a problem around here. There's so much stuff. I cannot keep it all right by my desk, so I've got to look a minute. So again, I got to be right back. Give me a second. Okay, I found my Velcro tabs. I'm sorry, my camera's wiggling just a little bit because I hit it with my head. Give it a second. It'll adjust, hopefully. I'm sorry. I hope I'm not making you too dizzy. There we go. It's starting to settle out. Okay, I found the Velcro tabs. And let me see. Yep, that's the way. That's a good way to close it here. So I'm going to put this here like this. And lay the other Velcro on top of that. And then lay it down. And it should attach to the back part. And if it's not tight enough, go back and glue it again. That looks like it's pretty tight. But I'm still going to go up under there with just a little bit of hot glue. Just for my own satisfaction. Okay, so now that closed it. That's let go. Well, we didn't put enough up here. Okay, so we've got to go back in here and glue a little more. Finish it up. Yeah, I just didn't put the glue high enough, but it's okay. We can get a little bit more in here. Okay. That's the lace, and then we're going to come in with this beautiful little button, and I'm going to finish this up. I'm reaching up here grabbing another glue stick if you guys wonder where I've disappeared to, but I got to have another glue stick. I think I may just change my desk where I just stand up. It'll sure make things a whole lot easier if I just stood up to craft. I think there's somebody that does stand up and craft. I can't think of her name. Let me see. Her name's Tracy, I believe. And she has one of these really nice desks. She just stands and does her crafting. And I'm thinking, that's ideal because I have to jump up and down so much. All right, let's go with the button. And I think our beautiful portfolio with the base done using design by the Velvet Box. And guys, y'all can hear a lot of talking outside. I'm sorry, my neighbor, like I said, are having a little cookout. They're a little bit loud, but it's okay. All right, that is so pretty to me. I'm quite happy with that. Again, the folio is a little thicker than I would want it to be, but it's pretty. So now, last step, I'm going to push everything aside. We do have on the inside, we did want to put some Velcro dots on these two pockets. So let's go see if I can find some smaller ones. There they are. Here's the smaller ones. So I will grab one on each one of these. These are sticky, really sticky. Okay, one for this pocket. We don't need a lot on this. That one goes there. That one goes there. Then we come back with the back side. Goodness. I don't know why they're stuck together like that, but we will stick it on like this and then push it down. It'll stick, and when I come back, it'll be stuck where it's supposed to be. Okay, pull this one. Same thing. Push it down. Okay, so that closed that one. All right, so now, other than actually adding in the beautiful cards and things, your folio is now done, guys. And it's just some general decorating. There is still a lot more you can do to it, but that is the general basics. I don't want the video to be too horribly long. So last step I'm going to go ahead and do here is go ahead and get it in the book to where I want it, on whatever page I want it on. And that's going to be my next step, and I do like it there. I think it's going to really, see how much it's going to thicken the book up? A lot. Let me go kind of towards the middle and see what we got. And they just have to do, oh, that's kind of strange. Yep. I kind of like it there, even though I'm coloring the bird, I do like that. Now you have to decide, yeah, I want it to go this way. I want it to open this way and fold out like this. So that's fine like that. All right. Always, this is always the last problem I have is trying to find, especially when you got this much pattern in something, which page it's going to look the best on. I don't want to cover the squirrel. That's got a big piece behind it. I don't want nothing heavy. Well, I like that. At the very front of the book, that's pretty too. I'm going to go all the way back to the back in this darker tea stain paper, and I'm really concerned about it being on tea stain. I'm going to put it on this one. This is actually a kit paper, and it's a little stronger than the tea stain. So this is where I'm going to put the folio, right here. It will open this way when you're looking at your book, and it will fold out this way. So there is an interactive piece, and we're going to go right on in now and glue it down. Hey guys, I hope I'm staying in the video, especially for this last little bit. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's been kind of splicey here and having to stop and go, and I got a lot of company coming in and out, and I do apologize, but I made up my mind a few days ago. I'm going to try to do a video every day on this journal that we're putting together. And so even with company coming in and out, I just had to continue working. Again, I don't want it too close to the center. It's so thick, so I'm going to continue to try to push it this way some. I've already laid it down, but let me look at it and kind of push it this way, closer to the edge. Okay, like this. I don't want it totally on the edge, but I want it close to that edge, and I want it kind of divided between here and here. And yes, I covered my stitching, but that's okay. the page is still protected. Okay, flip it over and press down. All right, so that's what we've got done so far. The book's starting to get a little thick. There's the folio, again, by the velvet box. Look it up. And I think that's what we're going to do. All right, one more look through. Flips out here. You got a pocket here. Waterfall with a pocket on each front. Right here. Each one's got a pocket. Put a journal card or writing paper or whatever. The back flap's got a pocket. Then you got an envelope that opens here, an envelope that opens here, and a pocket here. And then it folds back over and you got a pocket here which you're going to put a big beautiful tag. Okay, and when I come back to start the next project, we will flip back through this one more time after I've added all the pockets and tickets and tags and bells and whistles to it. This is Nana K again saying bye-bye. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe and make a comment and help me boost my my views. I've had fun with you guys today, and I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.